following the devastating impact of those fires. Well, this photograph taken yesterday in Athens, it shows a car park. You can see here vehicles submerged in that car park. Athens, obviously in the Attica region, which has been dealing with these wildfires in which at least 80 people have died. Towns wiped off the map, people fleeing into the ocean for their lives. And now this, another extreme weather event for the authorities to deal with. This, a tweet from the fire brigade. Let's not forget, this is the same fire brigade who've had to deal with those huge fires. They've called on the European Union, Greece called on the European Union to step in and help. Well, they additionally had to deal with these floods. They say they had 140 calls from people needing assistance, rescuing from vehicles, pumping water. At the moment, no reports of anybody injured in this latest extreme weather to hit the Attica region. But overall, taken with the fires, users like Cleo here saying that she's losing hope for Greece. These these extreme weather conditions that people are having to deal with make it very, very difficult for the emergency services. But also, there's some suggestion here that actually Greece isn't able to deal with these situations adequately. This Facebook user here saying there was just no plan in place, saying there was no urban planning to deal with the fires. So this perhaps mirrors a lot of comments that are going around on social media, particularly Greek social media, and they echo the comments made by local officials to global media like CNN. In an interview, a local official said that austerity, years of Greek austerity, had taken its toll on the emergency services' ability to quickly respond to these kinds of incidents. Well, in a press conference, the Deputy Minister for Civil Protection, Dimitris Taskos, here saying that he could find no mistakes made by the Greek state in this situation. No mistakes were made, and pointing that arson could be the cause of the fires. Well, that suggestion there were no mistakes made, that's been controversial on social media. Some users, like this one here, saying, well, hang on, 80 people, at least 80 people have died. If there were no mistakes, how many people died if there would have been mistakes? The suggestion here that people aren't quite buying that line. The opposition politician here in this tweet saying it's shameful of the government to try and shift responsibility and not take responsibility for the human effects that could have made this situation worse. And perhaps a really interesting tweet here from the General Secretary of the UK Fire Brigades Union, Matt Rack, here, saying that he'd been to Greece, he'd seen the impact of austerity, particularly on the Greeks' ability to deal with wildfires, and noted that this was a problem. So people demanding answers in Greece, demanding answers from the authorities, demanding answers as well from perhaps from Europe as a whole as to how we deal with these situations. But let us not forget, at this stage, there are still a number of families posting, desperately wanting information and answers on the whereabouts of their loved ones. This site here is where people post pictures and details of those who are still missing, people desperately wanting answers about the well-being of their family. So overall, Greece at the moment, there is a lot of despair and a lot of anger on social media. People want to know what has happened to those who are still missing, but also whether situations like this can be averted again in the future.